Number one.
And Andy, just what a fantastic job Todd Golden has done with this program. Really led Florida to the SEC tournament title for the first time in 11 years last year. And I thought they just got better as the season went on. They gained their strength and obviously had an incredible run down the stretch, winning the SEC title and then the 6 games in the NCAA tournament.
Koa Pete 1 out of 2 at the line. You think about the Gators, they had the 3-year drought, missing the NCAA tournament. Golden's group went to the NIT, and then the back-to-back appearances. They get free inside as Hal pours one in. Great feed in there. And Florida getting what they want in the paint right now.
And they ran that play yesterday in practice, working on that play. Certainly Golden happy it worked.
Inside, Tobe Awaka. Awaka is a handful inside. He's coming off the bench nowadays for the Arizona Wildcats, at least to start the year. And he'll go to the line.
And great action right here. A small setting, a baseline screen there for Hauk. Just taking advantage on the interior. Hauk now playing that 3 position really has the advantage against smaller wing players in the post. And how about his play last year in the tournament? And I mean, in the Final Four as well. Hauk was huge, just played so well down the stretch. And now playing more on the perimeter for Todd Golden.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting with Hauk, because Awaka has 1 remaining, moving from the 4 to the 3. Not that he can't go back to the 4, but I think Hauk's excited about that. But it's a different level of athleticism you're going to have to deal with at the 3.
You know what he is? You talk about combo guards. He's a combo forward. And I imagine you'll see him at the 3 and 4 throughout the season.
Here's Hauk here, gives it right back. Klobuchar. And had it knocked out of his hands. That's Anthony Del Orso, who forces the turnover, gets the steal, and Klobuchar takes it right back. And now the Gators are on the move. Here is Hauk, and Hauk lays it in. Anytime the Gators can get out in transition, same goes for Arizona. They're going to take advantage of it. And both teams are excellent. They believe, their coaches believe, in transition as Koa Pete goes to work. Cannot wait to watch this guy flourish through the year.
And what he has is he has strength, but also great ball handling ability to create a shot.
So not many freshmen come out of the high school ranks with that kind of body, that size, and that IQ. It's a foul underneath, Pete.
This is Florida basketball. Great defense, turning it into offense in transition. Last year, they loved to get out and execute in the fast break. And Pete right here, they clear a side. He's got the taller hand locked in on him, but his ball handling ability at his size really allows him to get his shot.
Conda knocks down the first. He's got a couple of assists in this game already. As Todd Golden makes some changes, Xavier Lee back on the floor with Klobuchar. Koa Pete will sit as well. Let's send it over to Andy. More on Koa Pete, the fabulous freshman. They call him Mr. Arizona, Andy.
Well, they can also call him gold medal winning Koa Pete, because this summer, U19, head coach Tommy Lloyd, he won a gold. AJ DeBonsa also was on that team. We'll see him later for BYU. And what's crazy about Koa Pete, he's one of 7 children in the same family that have played Division I. You've got, let's see, you've got 4 football players in the family. You've got 2 women's basketball players in the family and 1 men's basketball player, the youngest, Koa Pete. So those are some pretty athletic genes in that family, and he's been a great fit. And I'll tell you, Tommy was telling me one of the best things of that trip, and I think Grant knows about this one, on Father's Day, okay, they're in Switzerland. Koa Pete gathered everyone together, knew that the coaches were fathers, and wanted to recognize that they were sacrificing their time being with this team rather than their own children. And he thought that showed great character and maturity to do that.
Love that. Good story, Andy. That's what it takes to build a program, build that chemistry. Just saw C.J. Ingram knock down a 3-pointer, taking it to the rack and fouled is Jaden Bradley. Free throws coming here.
And BA, I mean, Koa Pete, that story, 7 children, all athletes. I can only imagine what the grocery bill was. I mean, that's,
yeah.
But not just an incredible young man, super talented. Certainly showing the character and substance.
Well, they call him Mr. Arizona. He's obviously from Arizona. He's from the Phoenix area in Chandler. He was the high school player of the year 3 times in Arizona. Now he's playing for the Arizona Wildcats. Not sure how long he'll be there. Probably just 1 year, the way it's trending for Koa Pete. But it's been his dream to play for the Cats.
He's a winner. 4 state championships, a gold medal. Certainly understands culture, what it takes. And I'll tell you what, we talk about Florida, but this Arizona team has major expectations this season and has the talent and versatility to get it done.
Florida's up 7. The Gators have made the last 5 field goal attempts. C.J. Ingram, the freshman from Florida, first freshman off the bench here. Klobuchar finds Condon, he passes it up. Walker closes out, getting late clock here. Here's Ingram, he leaves it up top. Wow.
And it's tough there for Arizona. Walker did a pretty good job defensively on Condon there, but getting to that second side screen and roll action and just the luxury of having bigs to throw it to the rim. Florida converting.
And just when you thought you had a good defensive set, now Condon with a steal. He's doing it all. 5 turnovers for Arizona. Finds Klobuchar in the corner for 3. Cash. The Gators are moving it.
Not often a 6'11" center leading the break right there. With Alex Condon showing his versatility. Scores first on the offensive NBA. Just a beautiful set. Pass, go set a screen and roll, and the trust to know that Condon can deliver. And just that's what we saw a lot of last year. Once again, Condon, we know Todd Golden said he needed him to step up as a leader, not with his play, but also vocally. And then on the defensive end, he was able to sniff out the alley-oop, started the break, and then found the shooter in the corner. So on that possession there, you saw just the versatility of Alex Condon and why you see a lot of NBA scouts in the building here with the talent that'll be on the floor tonight.
Yeah, 60 plus in the building tonight. Condon's got 7 points, 3 rebounds, and 3 assists already. And the Gators have doubled up the Arizona Wildcats here with 12:41 remaining in this first half. Boogie Flam, part of the key additions. A.J. Brown coming in as well. Brown is a redshirt junior transferring from Ohio. Brother Isaiah on the team as well. Losing Clayton, Martin, and Richard, always a big story when you lose 3 guys that are now in the NBA. But Boogie Fland and Xavier Lee, major stories in that backcourt. And both of them have had an impact early, especially Lee in the first 5 minutes.
We talk about that backcourt last year. Together, they produced 62% of Florida's scoring. So big shoes to fill, but incorporating these bigs for Gators right now, as you see Del Orso showing he's not just a shooter, but a player coming off that pin down for the easy 2.
Wildcats needed that one. That quiets down an 18-6 run. Chinyelu no, and Koa Pete with a rebound. Strong board by the freshman. He can handle, as Grant mentioned. And he pulls up at the free throw line. I think he got touched on the elbow, and a couple of free throws.
And what I like about Pete. Yeah, what I like about Pete there, BA, you said it. He handled the ball, brought the ball up, but he has a high release point on his shot. So good defense, sacrificed his body, almost drew a charge. Now leading the break, the physicality, the foot speed, and then that high release point. And all Florida could do there is foul him, but showing off his capabilities.
At 6'8", a big body. He's already won 3 gold medals with USA Basketball, and the latest of which playing for his current head coach Tommy Lloyd with Team USA, as Andy mentioned, in the U19. Accomplished international player already, still a teenager. Here's Houck, guarded by Pete. Little mismatch inside, and Chinyelu able to knock it down.
Chinyelu known for his defense and rebounding, but has worked this offseason on becoming more of a presence on the offensive end, showing off that jump hook.
See if Braden Burries can get back in the mix here. 2 early fouls for the 5-star freshman. Put him on the bench. Karchenkov high off the glass. Houck keeps it alive, but Burries passed up a 3, drives. Burries, no. And Houck on the push now. Here's Lee. Had a good look at it. Burries, unsettled start to this one. The fake pass and a foul as Houck goes to the basket. And Mo Creed, SEC Houck. Pennsylvania native. Still got the music going here in the stadium. They're working out the kinks here in T-Mobile Arena as well.
Oh, it's early in the season.
Thought it was a power play situation here. The Golden Knights home here at T-Mobile Arena, right here on the Strip in Las Vegas. Great crowd, too. They're expecting a near sellout. Don't forget, BYU Villanova. We'll get our first look at A.J. Debonsa as Koa Pete on the receiving end.
Yeah, nice play out of the timeout there by Tommy Lloyd. Cleared out the weak side. The help couldn't be there. Great execution. Arizona needs more of that on the offensive end.
Xavier Lee and hand-locked it in the two-man game. Lee's going to take it to the basket. He leaves it for the big man.
And all the people at Florida have talked about Lee, and they say his passing, his ability to facilitate, set up the bigs, shooters. You see him draw the defense for the easy two.
Couldn't have a better start for Todd Golden and the Gators as high off the window goes Anthony Del Orso. He's a senior now, a lot of experience. The Australian transferred from Campbell, been in the program, coming off the bench now, and it's an air ball. And the Arizona fans who travel well to Vegas always letting Condon know about it.
Del Orso showing off his playmaking ability there. That was out of the timeout. A little high screen and roll action with Pete. Del Orso not just a pretty three-point shooter, but also facilitating. You saw him with that little floater earlier. So his experience here is giving a lift to Arizona when they need it.
Grant, Arizona has not attempted a three-pointer yet. Credit to Florida's defense. They are covering that line well. Here's Burries now with the two fouls. Misses again. He's having a tough time.
That was a good contest there, too, by Lee.
Boogie Flan. Arkansas last year, injured. Did make it back for the NCAA tournament. Sweet 16 run. And a big get. There's hand-locked in. He's an offensive rebounding machine. And the easy putback.
Good for him. Only played 16 games last year. Came back from that broken leg. He is making his impact here early.
Burries turned away. Burries. Oh, nice action there. Had a little sauce in it. Finally gets in the books. Braden Burries. Wow. His first basket as a collegiate player. And that's going the other way, too. A little miscommunication. Excellent play. As Burries finally gets in the scorebook.
And there's a maturity to Burries' game, as you see on this play right here. Just takes his time, doesn't get sped up, and tremendous footwork there. Gets Flan moving, showing his capabilities. Just loves that mid-range float game. Plays at a nice, easy pace, and smart right now for Tommy Lloyd to get him out of the game with those two fouls.
Condon picked up his second foul. Let's send it over to Andy Katz.
You know, there's been so much hype, and deservedly so, on Koa Pete, but Burries is right there with him. In fact, in talking to the staff earlier this afternoon, they think he could end up being the leading scorer on this team.
Wow, that's big praise. And Koa Pete, little turnaround on cue. Two great freshmen. These are both five-star players, heavily recruited all over the country, and they both settle in Tucson. That's why the expectations are high for the Wildcats in the Big 12 this year. Picked second behind Houston in the preseason polls. Houck misses. And Gang rebounding there. Up ahead, Bradley, a lot of contact, and now the whistle. Free throws for Jaden Bradley. Suddenly Arizona starting to get a little more action, more drivability into the paint.
BA, this right here is just next level. Clear out. You're going against a fantastic defensive player. Chinyelu slips right there, but Pete showing confidence in a lot of game. And Jaden Bradley loves the open floor where he thrives, his ability to draw contact there. And as you said, they're finding some life here, the Wildcats.
Jaden Bradley led the Cats in assists and steals and minutes last year. And Tommy Lloyd feels like he has been a snub, not in the top 20 point guards in the country. Going to use that as motivation. I think Jaden Bradley feels that as well. He's a senior now. Remember, he started his career at Alabama with Nate Oates. He was the player of the year in North Carolina at the high school level, and a McDonald's All-American. He's just become a great Arizona Wildcat, had a great career.
Yeah, and the knock on Jaden Bradley was his shooting from the perimeter. But last year he shot 53% on three-pointers. the last 6 games of the regular season and playing with great confidence here in this first game.
Florida's lead is 6. Alex Condon got beat up in the air. No whistle there. Condon wanted it, and now there is a whistle, and it's going to be on the Gators, and it's going to be Handlockton who picks up the foul. That's his second. How about the defense here?
I mean, the freshman, Pete, just playing strong right there. Condon got him in the air. The rest felt like there was no contact, but Arizona right now showing some grit here and some toughness, and they need to. Florida started off 16 points in the paint to start the game, but things have turned down as Arizona now is starting to guard that paint much better, and they're on a 6-0 run after trailing at one point by 12.
Needing a little cleanup here with Tobe Awaka.
And Awaka and Pete, they're some big guys right there. they are strong and understanding they're going against this incredible front court of Florida, so bringing the toughness necessary.
Cheer on your favorite Big 12 teams with officially licensed fan gear. For the best selection of team apparel and accessories, head to shopncaasports.com today. So Tobe Awaka will head to the line. I think he lost a contact there. I wasn't sure if it was a blood rule trying to get him cleaned up, but it looks like he's got a new set of eyes. And he knocks down the free throw. Awaka, such a tough player for Arizona. Coming off the bench, started his collegiate career at Tennessee. He's another one of the players of the year in his state back in 2022 in New York. That's an 8-0 run for Arizona, and they got their fans in it. You know, they call Vegas McHale North. They've done a lot of winning here, Arizona, through their Pac-12 years. Boogie Fland drives. Oh, nice pickup. Houck with the dish, and Fland with the redirection. Awaka loses the handle. Fland almost got the steal. Now Arizona finding Karchenkov. Got it. They needed that one, the Cats, with their first three-point attempt.
And Pete, right there, Pete showing his versatility with a beautiful find, and everything going Arizona's way.
Nice run here for the Wildcats. See how the Gators respond. Bradley knocks it out of bounds. They tighten the screws defensively. Timeout on the floor as Karchenkov gets them on their feet here in Vegas.
Well, Sharon is carrying right there. The freshman finding it.
First game of the year. Emptying out the bag early, are you?
Well, we may not see Arizona again until the postseason.
Well, you never know. See how Florida responds here. It's been a nice run for Arizona, as Grant mentioned, 11-2. Gators started 2 of 6. Then they made 7 straight. With 4 of their last 9. Shot clock gets late here. Got to put one up. Down to 1. Condon dribbling it out, and it is a shot clock violation. And Arizona stands tall defensively, forcing the turnover.
And just ramping up the intensity on that end of the floor, taking Florida all out of their rhythm on the offensive end. Tommy Lloyd has to be pleased.
Arizona has 9 conference titles here in Vegas through the years. As Koa Pete just bowls his way in. Pete lays it in.
He went at the 7'1" Handlockton and made it look easy.
He's got double figures now, 11 points for Koa Pete in 11 minutes to go along with 3 boards and 4 assists. Stuff in the stat sheet. Gators by a point. And Houck can't turn the corner. As Del Orso with the foul.
Yeah, we talked about his ability off the bounce right there. Passed up a little jump shot, went right at Handlockton there. And showing that strength, the skill, the touch. And just putting his team on his back, which he can do because he's got some wide shoulders.
Well, Handlockton playing with 2 fouls as well. Koa Pete making his presence felt here in the first game of his collegiate career as Houck goes back to the free throw line. Todd Golden asking Houck to be more of a vocal presence this year.
Well, he looks comfortable in the perimeter. You see him, we talked about how is he going to be at the 3 position, but he's made some nice passes. He good off the bounce, able to get downhill. And of course, growing not just as a player, but as a leader, as Todd Golden has demanded.
Out from New Oxford, Pennsylvania. And it's 6'9" with great size and skill. As the Gators make a substitution with C.J. Ingram coming in. By the way, you can watch MLB Legends and Stars tee off in the inaugural Capital One MLB Open at Shadow Creek. That's here in Vegas, one of the all-time legendary courses. It's November 18th, 9:30 Eastern, TNT streaming on Max. Go to MLB.com/golf for more details. Bradley sticks a mid-range jumper. And Arizona continues to roll here. It's a 1-point Gator lead. Lee knifing his way through. Hot pass. Cloutchar, long three-pointer. Oh, he calls glass. He banks it in.
Oh, man.
Urban Cloutchar out of Slovenia with the firm shot off the glass. Awaka, big body in there, scores it on Chinyelu.
And those 2 big bodies banging inside there, but that big-to-big passing, Arizona making their presence felt now on the interior against the Gators.
Cloutchar had a pick. Bradley, oh, tough contact hitting the floor. Ball's loose. Again, Bradley on the deck. Cloutchar gets down. Awaka, and now out of the pack comes Del Orso. Great effort here by both teams. Bradley pull up mid-range, no good. Chinyelu with a rebound. Well, Bradley took a lot of contact, a hard fall on this other end. That's a travel. C.J. Ingram, the freshman, turns it over. Arizona ball with a chance to tie or take the lead.
First game of the season, both teams getting on the floor, understanding every possession matters, sacrificing their bodies. Arizona comes out with it. But man, you can't tell me these teams did not come here ready to play, ready to compete. And Todd Golden disappointed after a impressive start to this half. Man, the tides have changed, and it's been all Arizona the last few minutes.
Gators jumped out to a 12-point lead. 5:21 left in the first half. 2-point Gator lead. As we send it over to Andy Katz.
And I think you guys may agree with me on this one. I think you can make a strong argument that the quality of play that we're seeing right now can be attributed to these sort of peer-to-peer, high-profile exhibition games that these teams are playing. In the past, the close scrimmages, you're not feeling that pressure, you're not getting up and down against an equal opponent at a high-pressure situation. Both these teams have done that prior to this game. That's why the offense is clicking a little bit better on November 3rd than maybe in the past.
Yeah, that's a great point, Andy, and that's been a big story in college basketball. Is Awaka with an offensive rebound and the putback. Getting those early games can set you up well for game one. And we got a good level play here to start it as Lee misses a 3. Karchenkov the rebound. Cats want to push it. They have tied this game. Now they can take the lead. Dwayne Aristode back on the floor. Karchenkov drives, misses. Karchenkov's got it back. Ingram couldn't secure.
I'll tell you right now, Arizona just out hustling the Gators.
Check out Chinyelo's jersey here. It's ripped to shreds. Another offensive rebound for Arizona. Del Orso, quick release. Comes up short. And they finally blow the whistle. Chinyelu's jersey is completely torn off the front. And he's saying, I'm thinking there has to be a foul for that to occur. Todd Golden says the same. What's the backup jersey situation right now for the Florida Gators? We're about to find out.
I mean, we'll see if they packed 2 pairs on this trip right there. Chinyelu disappointed in disbelief.
He said, see?
I told you he was grabbing my jersey.
There's without a program, Andy, but we know Chinyelu, and he'll be wearing number 34. 1-1 for Hauk, knocks down the first. Shout out to the student managers as well.
They work very hard.
Yeah, and never get praised, only get yelled at.
Well, they got praise right there. Andy Katz on national.
Andy knows, because Andy sees the whole picture, Greg.
He does.
That's what we're trying to get you there.
How about the strength of Walker? Like, he just ripped his jersey like that.
It's like WWE here, AEW on TNT. 2-point Florida lead. Had a 12-point lead earlier in this half. Koa Pete having a nice start to his collegiate career. He's in double figures. Some big bodies on the floor right now.
And mismatch inside.
Aristo turned away. Shot clock down to 5. Karchenkov nowhere to go. They switch it out on the perimeter. And Karchenkov finds some open spaces and rains in a three-pointer. And the Wildcats of Arizona with just their second lead of the night.
It wasn't a great possession, but he bailed him out. That was deep from Henderson, Nevada.
First time they've been ahead since it was 4-3 as Hauck is fouled. Jaden Bradley coming in hot and commits the foul. It's going to put Hauck back on the free throw line.
Right here, Karchenkov here. Low clock. A little step back there on Flan. Just created a little bit of space. You see him push off with that arm. Showing his strength and balance deep.
One of the symbols of the international wave of players in college basketball. 7th-ranked international prospects, according to 247 Sports Composite. And he just hit a big 3 to put the Cats ahead. Free throw's good to tie it. Hey, the wait is almost over. Unrivaled returns January 5th. Catch the action on TNT, True TV, and streaming on HBO Max.
NBA, you talk about the trend of having international players now in the college game, but Tommy Lloyd was one of the guys who started that off during his time at Gonzaga there years ago, finding gems all over the world.
Longtime assistant under Mark Few, nearly 2 decades, as Koa Pete, a flurry of moves, strong with the left hand as well.
And I like how Tommy Lloyd just clears the side, lets him ISO. He has a vast array of moves. Mr. Pete.
Arizona in front. We approach the 3-minute mark. Here's Boogie Flan. Missed it. Pete with the rebound. Pete's got 13 points. He just picked up his 4th board. 5 assists as well as he finds Karchenkov, who is fouled. Arizona putting stakes down here in the back half of this first half.
Have a guy who can just, when all else fails to your offensive execution, who can just go get a bucket, create a play. You see him bring the ball down the field. Excuse me, the court, finds his open teammate there. It's like a quarterback surveying the field. But Pete, impressive here in his debut.
Karchenkov knocks down the first free throw. He's got 7 now. Karchenkov has hit both of the Arizona 3-pointers. Del Orso is the only other to take a 3. He's missed his 2 chances. And another one here for Ivan Karchenkov from Munich, Germany. Been playing in the Bayern Munich organization for a number of years. He's played against grown men. He's played against pros. He's got that game that would indicate that he's comfortable in these kind of situations.
You can see it. You see how savvy he is. That experience paying off. But right now, Florida, they're going to have to find a way to find some rhythm. These last 2:40 in this half. No execution. The defense is ramped up as Condon goes to work.
Comes up short.
But who's going to take over for Florida in these moments? Last year, Walter Clayton was the guy. He's the guy that could go get him a bucket and bail out his team. Right now, Florida struggling on the offensive end.
And number 1 question for the Gators. In traffic, there is a whistle. Bradley takes it to the hole, taking on 3 Florida Gators, and he's going to get himself to the free throw line.
And that's his game. Bradley loves to get downhill, has a great frame, unafraid of contact. Went to the line last year 127 times, putting pressure on the defense. Getting to the free throw line. Bradley and Pete. Burries has been quiet, but those 3 really running the show here for Arizona.
Second foul, by the way, on Boogie Flan. Florida's point guard. Bradley, Rochester, New York. And hoping this is a special year in Arizona. They've got a great chance. He's loving being a mentor to these two young five-stars. Arizona's up 6, approaching the 2-minute mark. Here's Flan playing with the 2 fouls. Gets downhill, leaves it forehand, locked in.
When in doubt, throw it up to the big fella. Timely bucket there by the Gators.
Under 2 minutes to go. Pete drives. Pete high off the glass. No. Condon with a rebound. Now Xavier Lee. Lee popped the clutch. Misses the 3. Awaka wrestles down the rebound and throws it away. Jaden Bradley was off to the races. And Awaka threw it behind him and turns it over, and it'll be Florida ball.
Unfortunate, great block out there by Awaka. Flan causing that turnover, extending the possession, but this is Florida basketball. Screen and roll action. You got to make a decision. You got the bigs rolling. Flan putting pressure on that defense and just throw it up to the easy 2.
There's Xavier Lee. Hangs. No. Bradley on the pack. Karchenkov is down on the other end.
He took a nasty fall right there. I don't know if it's his hand. I think he might have. He's falling regardless. A lot of contact on that last drive by Lee.
He's writhing in flagrant 1, but not in this case. And it'll be Arizona ball here with 1:32 remaining in this first half. Been a very entertaining first half here. Certainly some rust and some nerves, but high-level play from 2 high-level programs. Arizona ranked 13th to start the year. The Gators 3rd, and that is going the other way. Going to be a foul on Tobe Awaka.
It looked like he was setting a moving screen right there. And I tell you, the last few possessions, Arizona, their offensive execution has stumbled a bit.
Second foul on Awaka.
I love the bigs of Arizona taking the challenge against the continuity in the front court of Florida.
Aristo trying to check Flan. Flan gets a step, gets some space, misses the jumper, and Koa Pete wrestles the rebound away from Awaka. He might be the only one who can do that. 5 rebounds for Koa Pete. Under a minute to go in the first half. Arizona up 4 with the ball. Awaka stuck with it, and a hot pass and another Tobe Awaka turnover.
And right there, great pressure defensively by the Gators. Did not.
Chinyelu got it deep, but misses badly in his new jersey.
Awaka there with a great contest there inside. Those two are going after it, battling in the inside.
Jaden Bradley guarded by Boogie Flan. Flan is a good defender. Up and over. Chinyelu goes Bradley. Just enough arc. He thought he was fouled as well. 6-point Arizona lead. They answered the Florida Storm in the first 7 minutes. And they're going to take a lead to the halftime locker room. Can Florida pick one up? Lee drives. Lee leaves it for Condon. Nicely executed by the Gators, and that'll take us to the end.
Arizona got down. They showed some toughness there, getting back into this game and getting control. And for Todd Golden, defending champions, to be tested in the first half, this is what you want.
Florida gets the first possession of the second half. Remember, Chinyelu is wearing 34 now. If you're a Gator fan and you're used to his number 9, had the front of his jersey entirely ripped off by Tobe Awaka in that first half. So number 34 in your program.
And I'd like to see for Florida to try to establish Condon. Condon was relatively quiet there in that first half. A lot of people think he might be first, second team All-American. He's going to have to be here and have an impact on this game.
Just 5 first half points. Now he's going to work on Pete, running into a wall though. Late clock as Lee, and that is denied, and Condon gets it back and gets it in before the shot clock expires.
Yeah, right on cue. Maybe that'll get him going there on the offensive end. Great second half play.
Boogie Flan almost a steal. Karchenkov leaves it. Pete took his eye off it. Recovers though. No good. The follow is no good by Krivas. And up top, Condon running the floor. Flan going up top, and that's going to be Arizona ball. So you can tell Condon already more into the mix here. He did have 3 early assists in the first half.
He's so important, showing the activity. And how about this? A +9 on the glass for Arizona. Not used to hearing that last season. Florida big man, as Todd Golden said from Andy Katz, bringing that toughness a must here in the second half.
Burries with those 2 early fouls, and now he draws the contact from Xavier Lee. Burries, talented freshman, picked up 2 fouls right out of the gates. Very unsettled start of his collegiate career, but he is going to be a terrific player. He was the player of the year in California last season and was one of 3 finalists for the national award. And he and Koa Pete, the 2 outstanding freshmen. And that's a 5-second count.
But that was a pretty fast 5-second count there. Tommy Lloyd feels the same way, but Burries sat most of that first half. As you said, super talented. Play a little point guard, score, downhill.
Boogie Flan sets up Houck. And great help defense. That was Burries who got the deflection. Burries up ahead, and Boogie Flan fouls him. 3rd foul on the Florida point guard.
And just great help defense there on that last possession. They're not going to let Houck isolate there against Bradley. Burries coming in, gets his hand in there. Poor court balance. Those live ball turnovers leading to easy basket opportunities. And in this case, Burries getting to the free throw line.
Now, like Florida, Tommy Lloyd believes Arizona has a couple of guards that can both handle. And depending on how the matchups go defensively with Jaden Bradley and Braden Burries, as the season goes on, Tommy Lloyd believes that is going to be a major weapon for them to have 2 guards who can both do the job and run the offense. Burries obviously is a bigger scoring option.
And for the most part, to win in college basketball, to win a championship, you need great guard play. Certainly a lot riding on Burries, continuing to get comfortable and play big here for the Wildcats this season.
Burries 1 out of 2 at the line. Gators with the ball down 3, had a 12-point lead. 11 minutes into this one. There's Chinyelu. He cannot hit it. He's had a couple of close-range shots that haven't fallen. And now Bradley on the drive, the dish, up and under the rim. And how about Koa Pete? Koa Pete recognizing the defense. He's got 15 now.
He has just been efficient.
Lee leaves it up top for Chinyelu.
And that's Lee's game. Lee's got that ability to turn the corner. And once he does, surveys everyone, getting his big man involved.
I like his game, Grant. Xavier Lee, not afraid.
Got some stuff.
Here's Pete once again. Condon, he's had trouble with Koa Pete. Everybody's had trouble with Koa Pete. 17 now for the freshman in just 20 minutes.
He's just having his way. I mean, he's getting whatever shot he wants on the offensive end, and there's nothing Florida can do.
5-point Arizona lead. Lee misses a 3. He can shoot it out there. Krivas the rebound. 1 and done for Florida. Now Bradley pulls. And that's going to be an offensive foul on Chinyelu. I beg your pardon. Defensive foul is Karchenkov clocked in the throat.
He's having some bad luck here in this game. And Chinyelu, those arms, those shoulders, the size, as you said, look like this Karchenkov
pull
crashing the glass, and that elbow to the throat. Oh my.
3rd foul on Chinyelu, right to the Adam's apple.
Oh.
I mean, there are arms to run into, and then there are Ruben Chinyelu's arms.
Well, clearly we know a lot about Karchenkov. He shows his toughness going in there.
It'll be shots in the ball here for Arizona.
I did say midsection.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the midsection. But I knew what you meant, though. Chinyelu with his 3rd foul. Picks up the flagrant. 2 in the ball on the flagrant 1 for Arizona. They lead it by 6. Karchenkov has had an excellent start here.
And what's fascinating, we talked earlier, Arizona really getting it done with 2-pointers. A lot of shots in the paint, one-on-one play by Pete. Not a lot of 3-point opportunities for both teams.
Nice save by Burries. Dangerous pass. Burries, talented freshman. We talk about Burries and Pete, but Karchenkov, the freshman as well, has been on display. Burries turned away. Lee pushes. Rips one to the wing. Right back to Lee. He drives it on Pete. Gets right by him, but blocked from behind. And Lupton saves the possession. Ooh, wild shot. Missing badly is Cloutchar. Up ahead, Karchenkov, and count that. That'll be a goaltend. The Cats running the floor right now, beating Florida at their own game.
Well, when Lee goes to the basket, you got to have court balance, and Lee in that last play, great move. And the weak side coming over, Big Mo Krivas. And Pete contesting with the block. And Houck tries to get back a little bit too late. A lot of momentum here for these Arizona Wildcats.
Arizona from down 12 to up 9. This is their biggest lead. Condon. Oh, what a pass. A look away and then a perfect leave for Houck. Yeah, that was beautiful. The big-to-big passing. Excellent.
It really was. Karchenkov got a little bit lax there on the weak side. Houck making him pay.
Cloutchar trying to stay with Bradley. High off the window, not there. And it is Lee who secures it. Gators down 7. The defending national champions trying to go back-to-back. That comes up short. Tommy Houck.
NBA right now, I think Arizona, they've had a few poor possessions. Pete has to touch the ball. I mean, he has been dominant. Gone away from him. He loves to feast here at the top of the key.
Change is coming for Tommy Lloyd here as Pete. He does touch the ball. He missed it, and that's going the other way.
He was supposed to be the coach in waiting at Gonzaga, worked tirelessly for decades for Mark Few, and then this opportunity arose. Arizona's not the kind of program that would normally hire an assistant coach, yet they saw in Tommy Lloyd what everyone else in the country has seen in him, an incredible coach, recruiter, high character, and they have found the right coach. Remember, Sean Miller got to back-to-back Elite Eights at Arizona. There's a good chance that Tommy Lloyd can get this program back to a Final Four, like Lute Olson did, obviously, and raising this program to one of the blue bloods in the country. It was a great hire, and it's proving to be so without question over the last 5 years.
Yeah, Tommy Lloyd has done a spectacular job. But look, DJ Tommy?
Tom E. Doesn't really roll off the tongue.
You know what? We got to do better, Coach.
Yeah, I think so. It's in the ball here for the Gators. Second flagrant foul of this one.
And after Houck got hit like that, I'm not sure I'd let him shoot the free throw. He might still be recovering. Walker, 6'8", 255.
Houck, terrific 6-man last year, now into that starting role in a new position, playing the 3, which they believe he will thrive, especially with the current personnel, all the size that the Gators have. And he calmly knocks down 2. Gators chip away a little bit, and it's a 5-point game. Florida with the ball. Just over 5 minutes into this second half. First half, a dramatic swing. Florida jumped out early. First 10.5 minutes of the game, they were up 12. They looked like the defending national champions. They were efficient. They moved the ball. They made 7 straight baskets at one point, but then Arizona went on a big run and grabbed the lead going into the halftime break.
And I think Flan has got to step up a little bit here, getting that screen and roll action.
Flan, nice take. He is fouled, and he's going to the basket.
And that's where Florida had success, as Flan is now feeling it after that hard foul and fall to the floor. But that first half early, they were driving the paint, getting downhill, and drawing fouls on the Arizona defense. And looks like he might be cramping a little bit.
That's going to be the 4th foul on Tobe Awaka, by the way.
Takes a lot of courage to go in there on Awaka.
I mean, Chinyalu and Awaka are dropping people here in this one.
He still seems rattled as he's kind of limping over to the sideline there.
Boogie Fland, he missed 2 months last season with a thumb injury, had surgery on that thumb.
Looks like he's out of the game right now. He's on the sideline stretching.
Yeah, so they're going to have hand locked, and Arizona got to pick the free throw shooter because Boogie Fland cannot stay on the floor to shoot. So hand locked is the choice of Tommy Lloyd.
Good choice. Handlockton not known for his free throw shooting, but that's something to keep an eye on. Fland, so important over there on the sideline, still being attended to.
Ooh, missed them both. Arizona was ready to pick, and they made the right choice. Get the 2 free throws on the flagrant, but cannot execute in the offensive set. Now Krivas left wide open. He drops a body, and he misses. Handlockton with a rebound. Krivas missing all that time last year, only 8 games. That's 7-2, big body. Lee left open. Oh, it's blocked by Del Orso. Had that blocked by Lee. That's a great closeout by Lee. And now Florida 0 for their last 7. I beg your pardon, Del Orso on the Lee 3-pointer.
And it was. I mean, you thought Lee had the space there. Low release on that shot, but not quitting on the play, able to contest without fouling.
Turn it over, walk. Here goes Carl Pete, and he lays it in.
Another live ball turnover by Florida, leading to an easy basket for the Wildcats.
Arizona up 5. Florida with the ball. Alex Condon, preseason All-American, blocked by Cohen Pete, the freshman. They get it back. Klavchar, no good. Chenkov with the rebound.
And Pete not only dominating on the offensive end, but limiting Condon here on the defensive end with a spectacular block. Really, what's gotten Arizona back in the game is their defense. It's been stellar.
2-man game. Bradley to Cohen Pete, who lays it in with the left hand. A beast. He is a beast. 21 points in his collegiate debut. And Todd Golden wants to talk this over. They come to their feet here, Wildcats fans in Vegas.
They come to their feet for Mr. Pete, who is doing it all. Getting the steal on the inbounds. That big frame getting down the court with the easy 2.
Arizona freshman to go with these parameters, 25, 20, at least 20 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists in his debut. It was done in a freshman campaign by guys like Sean Elliott, Jared Bayless. Jared Bayless did it 3 times. Wow. Gilbert Arenas. Those are iconic names in the program, but none of those players did it in a debut, and it's a debut against the defending national champions. This is impressive.
It's impressive. You always worry, how do your freshmen respond in their first game against a worthy opponent? And no concern at all from Tommy Lloyd. He knows what he has, and that man coached him this summer, as we talked about with USA Basketball, and putting on a show for everyone appropriately here in Las Vegas.
21 points of 9 of 13 shooting, 5 boards, 5 assists in just 24 minutes is Hauck at the line. TNT Sports, your new home for Big 12 basketball. Grant and I are headed to Fort Worth. Cowtown, Grant. Bring your boots. TCU taking on St. Francis. That's Thursday, 7:30 Eastern on TNT. True TV, and we're streaming it on HBO Max. Go down to Billy Bob's, get on the Mechanical Bull.
I don't have any boots, but maybe I can buy some when we're down there.
Oh, there's a...
We have size 16s.
Yeah, get a little, oh, yeah. Spin on over to LaCasey and get you set up. All right. Krivas rips down that rebound. 1 out of 2 for Hauck, who's spent a lot of time at the line tonight, but cannot convert. Arizona had matched their largest lead, up 9. Now they're up 8 with the ball. Del Orso finds Pete. Pete, no good. Offensive rebound, Karchenkov. Got a nose for the ball. Freshman making waves here. Here's another freshman. Burry's no good. And it's run down by Boogie Fland. Florida in desperate need of a run. Klobuchar guarded by Burries. Gets a step on him. Klobuchar looking for help. Here's Houck. Open for three. Got it.
And right now for Florida, Houck is the only one productive with double figures on the offensive end. 19 points here early in the second half, showing his range.
Florida desperately needed that. They missed 7 consecutive three-pointers before that hit by Houck. And now Florida clears away the defensive rebound. They're down 5. Boogie Fland at the controls. Pete ends up on him. And here's Houck. He scored the last 8. Houck leaves it for Fland in traffic, blocked by Krivas. Del Orso into traffic, and now Arizona will get it organized with 11.5 to go in regulation here. They get the switch. Big man on Burries. Krivas banging his way in his Arizona debut. Bradley springs free, lets Handlockton fly by, and an easy bucket for the Wildcats out of that timeout.
A little confusion defensively there from Florida, and they make them pay.
Klobuchar trying to get free of Del Orso. He cannot. Del Orso had a block earlier on Klobuchar. He's probing, finds a cutter. Nothing there. Clock ticks. Down to 1. Klobuchar no good. Handlockton with the offensive rebound and a foul. Shots on goal. I know we're in a hockey arena, but that's so important for Florida because of their offensive rebounding prowess.
They got to get shot attempts every possession. Don't want those turnovers, particularly those live ball turnovers, which lead to easy opportunities on the other end. And Florida dominating the glass on that last possession.
Burries picked up his 3rd foul. Here's Houck. He's been everything for the Gators here in the last 6 minutes, and that's a foul. Houck, he is fouled once again. He continues to draw fouls. That's the 8th drawn foul for Houck, and he has spent a lot of time at the line. This one will be baseline out of bounds.
At his size, he can mismatch against the smaller forwards and just take his time in the blow block.
16 foul for Arizona. Approaching the halfway mark of the second half. Houck a spin, no good, and the follow. Micah Handlockton with the follow jam. Cleaning up the offensive glass as he does so well. It's a 5-point game. Arizona with the lead. Alex Condon set to check back in. Bradley taking on Handlockton and gets it on the glass and in.
I'm not sure how he got that up there. Great contest, but a better move there by Bradley. Oh, man.
Handlockton finds Houck. Houck fouled on his way in. Micah Handlockton transferred from Marshall, gave up a red shirt last year. Todd Golden said it was huge in our national championship run. He's been big on the glass.
Well, Krivas came to help. No one helped the helper. Handlockton made him pay, and then Handlockton contesting there on Jaden Bradley. Just gets a little giant killer off the glass. And as you said it, Houck just putting his team on his back right now, being aggressive, making plays, getting to the free throw line.
Houck is 11 for 13 at the line. Koa Pete back on the floor. Pete has stacked up a monster game here, 21, 5, and 5 in his 26 minutes on the floor.
You knew he was going to sit for a short period of time. While he was sitting, the Arizona offense was sputtering a bit.
5-point game, Arizona with the lead in the ball. Bradley, steady veteran point guard. Got Boogie Fland on him. And now Burries playing with the 3 fouls. Del Orso looking to find Krivas. That's going to be a foul. Be a foul on Alex Condon. I mean, Condon, he's a big guy. He's strong. He's 6'11", but Krivas is in a different category at 7'2". He's a handful down there.
He looks taller than 7'2". 7'2" with a big frame. So hard to move.
Here's Pete now. He draws it double. He turns it over.
They have numbers.
The two guards, Lee and Fland in the corner. Open is Ingram, and he airballs it. Condon gets the offensive board. He is fouled.
And you saw in that last inline out-of-bounds play by Arizona, a quick trap as Pete catches the ball. Great awareness by Houck. Pete jumps in the air, causing a turnover. They were off to the races there. Maybe the only mistake on the offensive end that Koa Pete has made here this evening.
Condon at the free throw line. Burry's just picked up his 4th foul, by the way. And Burry's will sit. Ivan Karchenkov, who's had a nice game. 12 points in 26 minutes. He's got 9 rebounds, Karchenkov. And Condon with 1 more. Condon, preseason first team All-SEC, and able to bounce it in. And it's 67-63 as we hit the 9-minute mark of regulation in this second half. Great opening night and a matchup with the defending champs, the Florida Gators, playing in Las Vegas for the first time in 40 years. Karchenkov almost walked with it, slipped.
Almost did the splits.
Shot clock single digits now. Bradley got a big man on him and Houck. And here's Karchenkov. He hangs it, is blocked. Florida, they got numbers. 3-on-1. Lee finds Fland. Fland lays it in. He's fouled. Chance at 3 for the Florida Gators as Boogie Fland with the strong finish.
And Florida turning the screws on the defensive end. The effort there. Great help side. Great contest without fouling. And an out in transition, the no-look pass from Lee. Fland running the break and one opportunity, and you can feel the momentum now heading Florida's way.
Fland missed it, gets his own, and now Lee. Bad pass that was low and behind Condon, and it's a turnover. They had a chance to tie or take the lead as we send it over to Andy Katz.
I spoke with Lee and Boogie earlier this afternoon about why they were able to blend together so well in the summer. And they said, look, we're just having so much fun, played a lot of ball this summer together, and it's really worked early here in the season.
No doubt about that. These two look like they're going to step right in. All that experience they lost. That one is deflected, and it's a turnover. Krivas with a giveaway. Oh, and Jaden Bradley picks the pocket of Houck. Arizona's on the move. Here's Pete. Koa Pete missed it. Back and forth they go. The hamster's on the wheel, Grant.
Yes, it is.
Here goes Boogie Fland. He finds Houck, who lays it in.
And he just has a nose for the ball right now as Florida tying the game up. Houck just in the right place. Great delivery, great finish.
Bradley to Krivas, and Krivas is fouled. And that big body falls on Alex Condon. Free throws here. A 7-0 Florida run. Timeout on the floor. Krivas at line for Arizona.
NBA right now with Condon and Chinyelu on the bench, both with 4 fouls. Looks like Todd Golden is going to have to ride Houck at the 4 position along with Micah Handlockton.
A lot of depth in that front court.
What a luxury to have.
Krivas knocks them both down. Arizona back in front. They led by 9 to match their largest lead with 13 minutes left as they turn it over. Arizona ball. Florida went on a 13-4 run. That included a 7-0 run prior to those Krivas free throws.
Unfortunate play out of the timeout. Oh, screen and roll action. Just a bad pass there by Lee. Certainly trying to get Houck the ball.
Koa Pete spins off Houck, and Houck fouls him. Hard fall by Koa Pete. Explosive move with the spin to the basket, and at that size, Grant,
I mean, the power, the speed, the footwork on display. And he did that with just such speed and balance. All Houck could do was foul. I love, though, how Tommy Lloyd creates some misdirection sets to get Pete there isolated at the top of the key. And with his ball handling and footwork, I mean, he is such a load to have to defend. Doesn't really post up in a traditional way. You don't see him posting up on the lower block. He likes to operate that top of the key elbow area. Give him space and time, and he has shown what he can do.
Condon's back on the floor. Pretty good minutes there by C.J. Ingram. He was an excellent defender, and he gave him that. As Koa Pete can't hit the second. He's got 22 points, 5 boards, 5 assists, and 2 steals. He has been the headliner thus far. Arizona by 3. Gators with the ball. The defending champs. Here is Lee. Knocks one down.
How about that screen by Handlockton? Knocked down Del Orso there. But a nice set. Better execution on that possession from Florida.
Xavier Lee. It's his second 3 of the night. Oh! Koa Pete from the rafters. He's got that too. What an incredible game Koa Pete is putting together in his debut. My goodness. Houck cannot answer. And Koa Pete with a rebound. Here comes Bradley. Bradley gives it to Pete. Pete, look out below. One highlight after another. Mr. Arizona has
doing it with authority.
Florida with the ball down 4. And here goes Condon. Drops his shoulder, puts it in. Strong basket and a much-needed basket for the Gators as Alex Condon scores.
And I like that. Like that set out of the timeout by Golden. Get the ball to Condon at the elbow. A lot of action, misdirection. And let him go to work and operate.
One of the signatures for Florida through their run last year was their comeback ability. And in the Final Four, it was on display twice. Bradley runs it down. Pete looking inside for Krivas, nothing there. Koa Pete.
Chinyalu has 4 right here.
They ISO up, Pete turn around. Oh, and a foul. Good call, Grant. Chinyalu picks up number 5.
Well, they had to get Handlockton out of the game. He's played a lot of minutes because of the bigs and being in foul trouble for Florida. Chinyalu came in. And right away, isolation there against Chinyalu. Takes his time, clears out. And Chinyalu tried to contest, got into the landing space there on that fadeaway. And Chinyalu with 5 fouls. He's out of the game here. But just great awareness from the freshman on that last possession.
Well, to have a player you can just give the ball to late clock, you haven't been able to get into your offense, and to be able to give it to a player like Koa Pete.
Just bails you out. Bails you out as an offense.
He's got 26. Back at the line for 2 more, in and out it goes. He's missed back-to-back. Hey, behind every snap is a story. Introducing Big 12 Uncovered, a new access-driven series that takes you inside the rivalries, the personalities, and the moments shaping the Big 12 Conference. Catch it live Saturday, 11 a.m. Eastern on TNT, True TV, and HBO Max. And Pete knocks 1 out of 2 in. He's got 27 now in 30 minutes. 6 rebounds, 5 assists, a couple of steals. He scored the last 6 for Arizona. Florida down 3 with the ball, looking up top, Handlockton, and is defended well by Krivas. Bradley drives, hangs, and finishes.
And B.A. smart by Bradley. Condon has 4 fouls. He went right at him. Condon could not foul him on that play.
Well, Arizona is dialed in right now. 5-point game. Wildcats lead it. Under 5 to go in regulation. Lee knifes it back. Lee misses a 3. Karchenkov with a rebound.
Great block out there by Pete on Condon.
Crunch time here. Bradley once again drives. And he scores again. He's a finisher. Lee. Yes, sir. Big 3.
And poor transition defense right there. Flan, dribble penetration. And Lee wide open. But how about Jaden Bradley? Back-to-back drives in traffic amongst the bigs. With the finish.
Koa Pete. Up and over, Hand-Lockton. That was a tough shot. Offensive board. Krivas can't hit. Hand-Lockton clears. Here come the Gators now. Down 4. Lee, couple of crossovers. Burry's in foul trouble on him. Boogie Flan, pull up mid-range, and Bradley might have got a piece of that. He did. That's a blocked shot, so that's going to be Florida ball. And Lockton has given him some good minutes here. He's going to be on the floor in crunch time with Chen Yulu out. Here's Condon. Lee had just hit a big three-pointer. Late clock, down to 2. Lee, no good. Ball's loose. Hand-Lockton saves it. Condon, and it's a foul. Hand-Lockton again with an offensive rebound.
B.A. Hand-Lockton has been solid. His bigs are in foul trouble. Just staying on the glass, using that big frame, clearing them out, not quitting, active hands, and then the save here. Ball almost went out of bounds, saves it to Condon. And now a foul on Arizona. I also like Hand-Lockton has done a good job defensively against Pete, using his length and size and contesting him, limiting him in those one-on-one opportunities.
So that foul went on Braden Burries. He's out. He just fouled out in his debut. Not the kind of debut that he was looking for. As Burries will exit, one of the 5 stars, just 3 points, did make the 1 basket. And he fouls out as Condon misses the free throw. 1 out of 2. Offensive board. Here's Ingram for 3. No! Hit the backboard and then out.
But you see Florida, 3 bigs on the offensive glass there on that Ingram 3. Certainly playing with a sense of desperation here. Good job on that possession, blocking out by Arizona. Little 3-quarter court press here to slow down the momentum offensively of Arizona.
They put Ingram on Bradley.
And Houck right now guarding Pete.
Trying to get the switch. Ingram fighting through it. Bradley's got him on his back. Now Bradley goes. Bradley lays it in. He continues to get to the basket.
And how about the screen there by Krivas?
Howe pulls a 3. Misses. And that's going to be Arizona ball. That was a close one.
And I talked about that drive. Jaden Bradley likes to get to that right hand, but look at the screen by Krivas. He screens the help. Hand-Lockton trying to come over, just uses his body, helping his teammate out, and then boxing out. All Hand-Lockton can do is tip it out of bounds. So the big fella, Mo Krivas, being big.
Arizona with the ball. They lead by 5. Here is Bradley. Oh, big shot. Jaden Bradley. Condon loose with it. Wild with it. Turns it over. Del Orso secures. 2.5 to go. Arizona's in position here.
And who has the ball? The senior. Jaden Bradley has taken over here.
Bradley goes to the rack. Draws the foul. Condon is going to pick up his 5th. Bradley with the last 8 Arizona points. And the senior point guard in control as Condon is DQ'd.
And he's giving it to him every kind of way possible. Drives, 3-pointers, and knowing Condon has those fouls, tries to initiate the contact. Not a whole lot of contact on that move right there. Condon and Chen Yulu, starting bigs, both fouling out. Jaden Bradley putting on a show here in Vegas for his Wildcats.
Bradley averaged over 15 points a game in the NCAA tournament last year. Arizona lost to Duke in the Sweet 16 in New Jersey. Bradley comes back. And he is posing the question right now. Name the 20 point guards that are better than me in the country to start the year. He was not on that list.
He is sending a message here tonight.
He scored the last 10, Grant. And it is an 8-point Arizona lead.
Jaden Bradley, and you see him there communicating, showing that leadership, putting his team on his back. and now understands getting stops a must for his Wildcats.
Desperation time for the Gators. Three-pointer flies, no good. Offensive rebound. Lee's got another chance. And Houck is down, clutching at his back. Tough physical matchup. Top 20 matchup, the only one here on this opening night of the college basketball season.
But yeah, he came in there and extended that possession, tipped the ball out, but lost his balance, landed right on that tailbone there. You can see he is in some discomfort. Thankfully for him, he's up now, looks to be fine, but scary moment there for Florida.
Approaching the 2-minute mark, Boogie Fland guarded by Bradley. Fland gets inside and he draws the contact. Boogie Fland will go to the line.
And a nice hesitation move there by Fland. Just froze the defense. And then having the smarts there to attack the big, go to the body and the frame. I'd like to see Boogie Fland be a little bit more aggressive. You know, it's a new environment, new team, but so talented. And we saw in that last move what he's capable of.
Only a sophomore, tested the NBA waters in the summer after a year at Arkansas, but a year in which he was injured, had a thumb injury that required surgery.
He also had that off-season sports hernia surgery. So could be just working his way here, but oozing with talent. Haven't seen it all here tonight.
Knocks down 2 free throws. Gators running out of time. Arizona in ball control mode now.
Right now, you just got to value every pass if you're Arizona. Use the clock. I'm them, either Bradley or Pete must have the ball here. I love this high screen and roll between the two.
Bradley, tough shot, draws the contact, and he'll go to the line.
And right there, good defense by Lee. Got on that right hand, knowing Jaden Bradley loves to get back to that right. He's going left, spins back to that right hand. It looked like Lee lost his balance there and tried to contest. Caught foul. Once again, Jaden Bradley back at the free throw line. So in the tournament, to win a championship, point guard play, point guards who can make free throws. And of course, point guards who can control the team, make sure you get a good possession. And Jaden Bradley has shown that here this evening.
In and out.
I guess I had jinxed him.
1 out of 2. He scored the last 11 points, Bradley. Gators running out of time. 1.5 minutes to go. They need to get a shot up. They need a few possessions here. Cloutchar turned away. Here's Lee. He drives it. Looked like some contact. Whoa! Xavier Lee with a spin in the finish. That was well done.
Spin cycle.
2-possession game.
Still time left here. 1:17. This little 3-quarter press by Florida. Key for Florida, you're going to have to defend without fouling.
Great ball handlers on the floor as Del Orso is fouled.
And right there, you didn't have to foul. You had a double team coming.
Del Orso, their best free throw shooter, shot 90% from the free throw line last year.
In this situation, you just want to let him get over the half-court line and get a hard trap. The defensive execution Todd Golden wanted.
Koa Pete, greatest debut by a freshman in Arizona Wildcats history tonight. 27 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists. A couple of steals to go along with it. Del Orso, by the way, he's made 23 consecutive free throws going back to last year.
I noticed you mentioned that after he made this free throw.
You got your jinxes out of the way early. 8-point game, under a minute to go. Arizona with the lead. Boogie Fland drives, kicks. Lee got to put one up. He drives, leaves it for Handlockton in traffic. A ton of time going off the clock, and a foul and one. Micah Handlockton. Handlockton finishes off a 3-point play.
Look good on that shot. Now full court pressure here. Houck on the ball. Expect him to maybe trap the first pass in.
Oh, and it's a turnover. Houck missed it, gets his own, puts it back. Florida forces the turnover. Tommy Lloyd wants to talk it over. This one not in the books yet. Gators put on the full court pressure. Force an Arizona giveaway. And a 3-point game with 43 and change left.
Poor execution right there. Houck in the right place at the right time, padding his rebounding stats. But look, a 5-point play. Hand locked in, scores, makes his free throw. Poor execution on that inbounds pass. And just like that, we have a one-possession game. Now Florida, they can continue to maybe extend this defense or maybe decide to come back into half court knowing that if they get a stop, they still have an opportunity to come down on the other end. But I have a feeling Golden will continue to pressure up the court and try to force another turnover by the Arizona Wildcats.
Putting athletes on the floor here. Isaiah Brown will come off the bench.
Arizona, you got to use your bigs as a pressure release. That maybe get Krivas down the floor. Pete can be somebody, a big frame, big hands, can handle the basketball. And of course, Florida going small now.
Karchenkov will pull it in. He can run the baseline. Oh, it's another turnover. Boogie Fland comes up short. Had a chance to tie this game as Del Orso is fouled. Boogie Fland had a great look. And he comes up short, front rim.
What an opportunity there. A turnover again. Jaden Bradley slips. Boogie Fland might have been too open there. Just a little bit short on that corner three. You see Bradley falling. And Fland had time trying to get the seams right in his hands and just couldn't convert. Luckily for Arizona, a foul. So they can beat that press. That's the only way they've been able to beat the press.
Del Orso, their best free throw shooter, continues his free throw streak. Hand locked in back on the floor, joined by Urban Klaujar. Ingram and Isaiah Brown to the bench. Two-possession game now. 36.9 remaining. Both teams in the double bonus, and Del Orso calmly knocks down 4 straight free throws in the clutch.
Timely free throws for Arizona. Right now for Florida, though, they don't need a three-pointer. Maybe a quick hitter, a screen with Houck, get downhill, try to get something to the rim, get a foul.
No fouls to give. Here goes Houck. He drives. Houck dunks it home. Arizona will give up the 2. Makes it a 3-point game, and again, Arizona having a tough time getting the ball in.
It'd be Awaka and Krivas down the floor. No one there to help on that inbounds. Almost another 5-second violation.
Arizona uses their last timeout. Can they get the ball with almost any lane as both coaches trying to get some plays drawn, and Pete comes up short.
Right there, Golden trying to take advantage. You see here a better set here. Almost still close to a 5-second violation, but Pete, strong hands and strong with the basketball. I know what Tommy Lloyd will be working on this week.
Sure. Well, if it's a miss, rebounding is at a must. Koa Pete to make it a 2-possession game. And he knocks it down. That's big time. Clutch free throw. Arizona's lead is 4. Florida's got to go quick. Clock ticks, shot clock off. Gators need 2 possessions. Fland drives it, kicks it. Lee, no good. And Pete with a rebound and a foul.
Of the strong warrior, Mr. Pete.
Pete has 28. A couple of free throws away from a 30 spot in his collegiate debut. Now he's got the rhythm. 2 big free throws late in history, the best. Koa Pete has 30. Clock ticks on the Gators. Down to 6 in regulation. Klaujar no good. Lee kicks it, and that's it. And the Arizona